So the super middleweight unification bout between James Chunky DeGale and Badou Jack the Ripper has just ended. It ended in a draw. Both sides upset. The promoter, Floyd Mayweather Jr. upset. Jim Gray upset. He's trying to make the rematch in the ring tonight. I mean, listen. Round one, Chunky DeGale came out and he landed a Manny Pacquiao slide left hand and he dropped Badou Jack. If you're unfamiliar with the slide left hand is, it's a straight left. However, you slide your body to the right and your opponent kind of follows you with his eyes thinking you're moving to the right and you throw the left. So the shoulder is still straight in front of the opponent and you just kind of throw the left hand with your body leaning to the right. And he dropped him. It's a famous punch that I don't know if Manny Pacquiao was the first lefty to throw it, but he sure enough legitimized it. There were some good shots in this fight. That's the one in the first round. There was also another one in the 12th round that I'll get to, but the best shot of the night, was at the end of the 5th round when Badou Jack landed a late left hook, partially on the cheek of referee Arthur Mercanti Jr. Now, I warned you about Mercanti in the prediction video, but let's talk about the scoring. I gave DeGale rounds 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 10, and 11. I gave Jack the 4th, 6th, 8th, 9th, 12th. So my scorecard read 114, 112 for James DeGale. Badou Jack scored well, and he beat DeGale up a little bit in this fight. He definitely beat him up in the 6th round, and as he tried to turn the tide a little bit. And in the first half of the 7th, he scored well, but then in the 7th, DeGale's body work, his angles used in the second half of that 7th round were punctuated by a beautiful right uppercut close to the end of the round, which I had already given him the round, but definitely after that. Some big shots by Badou Jack landed in the 8th round, and boom, out comes the mouthpiece. Badou landed a double uppercut. He threw a right uppercut and missed, and a left uppercut immediately behind it, and that knocked out the mouthpiece. Weird combination, and it's a combination that could get him knocked out in the future. Now, when the mouthpiece went out, why Arthur Mercanti Jr. didn't halt the action when DeGale kind of moved away is beyond me. I warned you about him. Mercanti, sometimes he puts his hallmark on a fight when it's unnecessary, and then sometimes when you're like, okay, I know when it's necessary to take action, this guy will do it, and then he'll shock you or not do it, and you're like, well, where's the consistency? And watch the Miguel Cotto versus Yuri Foreman fight if you don't know what I'm talking about. And there are a list of fights. I'm just using that one because it kind of stood out. And then, so when he shouldn't have stopped the action, he calls time. But as far as the 8th round is concerned, it didn't matter when he called time. Badou scored numerous times and really dominated that round. At the end of the round, guys went back to their stool. You're given 60 seconds to sit on your stool. And then for at least the 4th time tonight, the first 2 fights on Showtime Extreme with Emmanuel Alim and Thomas Delorme fight. Delorme was the first fight. Alim was the second fight. In the Gervonta Davis fight, as well as this one, the commission stops the fight to check the fighter. Okay, look at me. Okay, look up, look down. Okay, take 2 steps to the left, take 2 steps to the right. I mean, they might as well start a new line dance. And listen, I'm all for the safety of the boxers. Okay, however, and I also understand the Mike Perez situation and the NYSAC, New York State Athletic Commission, catching heat and having their back against the wall. And I also understand the new insurance underwriter and thing where these guys have to be insured at all-time high amounts and nobody wants to pay out anything. But come on, guys. And then Mercanti does a self-check and is like, okay, take 2 steps to the left, take 2 steps to the right. And I'm like, yo, come on, man. I mean, this is boxing. Once again, we're all for the safety of the fighters, but you gotta let some of this stuff go. And then if you don't, let's speed it up a little. I mean, I'm not saying speed the test up itself, but just speed the entire process up. I mean, you kind of taking your time to walk. Like, if you know you're going to do that between rounds, be up on be up on the canvas. I mean, anyway. So, one of the judges scored the fight as I did, 114, 112 for DeGale. The other 2 judges scored the fight 113, 113. It was a good fight. Wasn't a great fight. It was a good fight. It was close. For anybody who has it like 6 points one way or 4 points or what have you, I mean, you don't know what you're watching. So it's kind of anticlimactic here. Badou Jack's going to move up to 175 pounds, and the way I'm used to seeing Andre Ward play things, I'd be surprised if Badou Jack is in his first title defense. So it's a good night of boxing. There are some title fights in a couple weeks, and we move to March. So we got the Jackal coming up. Carl Frampton, Leo Santa Cruz rematch, and on that undercard, Mikey Garcia is back, and so I hope he comes to the ring with his cowboy hat on. I kind of missed that. I like Mikey Garcia, and so he's gonna fight Dejan Vlaticinin, 22-0, 15 knockouts. Mikey Garcia, 35-0, 29 knockouts. And Frampton Santa Cruz, I'm a little concerned with how the judging is going to go on that. And I've made that known in the past, and I'll speak on that within the next week or so. And then February 2nd, we got Sammy the Hucan Mexican Vasquez versus Louis Collazo. And I like that. I like that fight for both guys. They're just at this particular point in their career. So, Adrian Broner coming up February 18th versus Adrian Granados, with Gary Russell Jr. and Jermell Charlo on that undercard. February 25th is Cotto Kirkland, as well as Deontay Wilder and Warzik. Dominique Brazil, Arthur Spilka, and Travis Kaufman, Amir Mansour on the undercard. So I like both of those matchups. And then March 4th, the Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, which will be officially announced for the same venue, Brooklyn, New York, for March 4th. And Eric St. Lubin steps up to fight Jorge Cota in a WBC junior middleweight eliminator. So, decent night of boxing. Kind of, everybody just kind of leaving out, scratching their head, wishing that there was a winner. But in the end, I guess if one guy is going to move up and vacate those belts and DeGale's going to stay, then we'll see. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. Make sure you check our website out, thefightjournal.com. Follow us at The Fight Journal on Twitter. You go to our website, if you see a blue and white screen, go to the bottom. You're in mobile mode. Go to the bottom and select View Full Site. Type your email address in the numerous boxes that appear on the site, and we will send all of our stuff to you. Every time we drop something, it'll come directly to your email. Most definitely, we ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We love you on Twitter. We got 11,000 people, but we only got a couple hundred on the YouTube channel, so please subscribe. We're going to be giving away a little bit of money. Not a lot. We're a small-time operation. A little bit of money in a few months, actually, 2017. And some prizes, and maybe a little bit more cash throughout the year. So one of the requirements, and it may wind up only being the only requirement, is to subscribe to our YouTube channel and qualify. We'll catch you on the next one.